Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Mythlok with your host Nitin Nair. After taking a look into Norse mythology in our previous episode, we thought let's go back to Roman mythology, another newer one that we had introduced earlier this year. What we decided was, rather than going towards similar characters who we featured in our Greek mythology series, we will feature different ones so that you get a good balanced mix of both the Roman as well as the Greek characters, who in essence are very much similar to each other. So today we are going to be focusing on the goddess of wisdom in Roman mythology, Minerva. Minerva was a Roman goddess of wisdom and was known for her achievements in medicine, commerce, poetry, and the arts. Like the Greek goddess Athena, she was also known to have important temples in Rome. Her shrine on the Aventine in Rome was a meeting place for guilds of craftsmen, including one-time dramatic poets and actors. Originally, she was an Italian goddess of crafts. Scholars believe that she was indigenous to the Romans, derived from the Etruscan goddess Menrva, and that her name came from meminisse, which means to remember. She was also worshipped as a part of the Capitoline Triad along with Jupiter and Juno. In legends, Aeneas, who was a great escapee from Troy, brought a statue of the goddess to Rome, which was believed to keep the city safe from harm, and placed inside the Temple of Vesta. Her worship as a goddess of war was an encroachment on the realm of Mars, who was the primary god of war. During the time of Eastern conquests, a temple dedicated to her was erected by the nobleman Pompey. Emperor Domitian pledged allegiance to Minerva and made her the focus of the city's worship. As a goddess of peace and the arts, she was known to wear a chiton, which was a long set of robes worn by both men and women in ancient Rome. She also wore a crown of laurels and a set of Roman generals' armor. As a fierce warrior, she would often wear a soldier's helmet and hold a small shield. According to Greek mythology, Minerva was born fully armed and clad in armor. She was born of the Titaness Metis, who was the daughter of Jupiter. After Jupiter raped Metis, she tried to flee by changing her appearance. Jupiter then recalled a prophecy that he had made about his own child, who would eventually become his rival and overthrow him. Fearing that his child would be male, Jupiter swallowed Metis by tricking her into shape-shifting into a fly. The Titaness then forged weapons and armor for her child while inside Jupiter's body. Some believe that Metis was Jupiter's source of wisdom, while others claim that she served as a vessel for the birth of his child, who would become to be known as Minerva. To relieve the pain caused by Metis' pounding of the armor, the warrior god Vulcan used a hammer to split Jupiter's head, from which Minerva emerged. Minerva had many half-siblings including Mars, Bellona, Vulcan, and Juventus. Other half-siblings included Mercury, who was a messenger god of commerce, sailing, and travel, Venus, the goddess of love and sexual desire, Proserpina, the maiden goddess abducted by Pluto. As a virginal goddess, Minerva never had any children of her own. She also never married. The name of the Roman goddess of wisdom was inspired by the Etruscan deity Menrva, also known as Minerva. It is derived from the Italic deity Meminisse, who was associated with intelligence, virtue, and the moon. The name of the goddess also had a similar root to that of a Hindu deity known as Manaswini. As a patron of healing, she was known to visit a temple on the Mont Scalius, which was one of the hills of Rome. Her main temple was located on the Aventine hill, which was near the Guild Hall of Writers and Actors. As a goddess of inspiration and skill, she was regarded as the patron of all those who seek inspiration. The festivities surrounding the goddess's birth were said to have been focused on securing her blessings as the Roman armies prepared to go for war. As a source of wisdom and a symbol of patience, Minerva has served as a fitting insignia for many colleges and universities around the world. In The Wicked plus the Divine, a character known as Minerva is featured, as well as in the video game Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. A non-speaking Athena or Minerva is also present in the Disney movie Hercules. In the Harry Potter series, Professor McGonagall's first name is derived from the Roman goddess, and she displays traits that are similar to Minerva. As you can see, the goddess of wisdom in many cultures tend to be female, and they all have different attributes to them as well. In Greek mythology, they also have an equivalent whom we will discuss once we get to it. So until then, this is your host Nitin Nair signing off by reminding you once again that Mythlok is the home of mythology.